If you own a MacBook, which is very expensive, you probably had to spend at least 10 minutes of your precious life setting it up. And as a result, your Mac setup probably looks like this. Therefore, in this video, we're going to clean this thing up, and by the end you will have a Mac setup that Steve Jobs himself would likely use. Let's get into it. And I will start with cleaning up all the random files like screenshots on the desktop. To do it, open an app called QuickTime Player, select New Screen Recording, and here change the saving location of your screenshots from the desktop to the Downloads folder, for example. Other random files you can either group into stacks, like this, or if you want to completely remove them from the desktop, you can move them to another folder. I use iCloud Drive, but since $3 a month is very expensive, Documents folder will do just fine. Now let's bump up the difficulty and talk about more serious things, like the dock. I recommend reducing its size by going to Settings, finding the dock, and dragging this slider. Also, you can enable magnification, which gives a smooth animation to icons when you hover on the dock. But as Steve Jobs once said, design is not only how it looks like, design is how it works. Therefore, let's move to the menu bar, where most of your work in the background happens. First of all, we need to clean up these icons, which take quite a lot of space. You can do so by holding Command and dragging out the unnecessary ones. But if you want to go even further, you can use an app called Bartender, which allows you to hide menu bar icons and also customize the menu bar. But don't go too deep, because these guys will be very mad. Anyway, it's time to talk about this guy, Finder, which is like an international space station for your files. Yeah, a bad compression, but I think you get the point. To make the most out of it, first you need to enable the path bar, which shows the path to your files. Basically, you can navigate much easier by using it. Second thing you need to do is to pin your most used folders on the sidebar and your most used actions like AirDrop to the toolbar for faster access. The next thing I suggest doing is using Finder's customization options to make folders look a bit better. But again, don't go too deep, because you know what will happen. And the final thing to do with Finder is actually enabling tabs, which allow you to navigate Finder like a browser, so everything stays in one window, and you will have less mess on your computer. By the way, about cleaning the mess, Settings is exactly what will fix everything that we didn't customize yet. The first setting, which is a huge productivity booster too, is Hot Corners. They allow you to perform various actions when hovering in the corner of the screen, like opening a new note or locking your Mac. But attention, it only works well if you use it on the MacBook itself. On external monitors, it will end up getting in the way when you will want to switch to another monitor or go back to your MacBook by dragging mouse. The next setting is enabling night shift in display section to save your eyes at night, which is very important. Third setting is changing default browser in desktop and dock. If you know, you want to betray Safari and Steve and Apple, yeah, I'm losing it here. Finally, pro tip, go to General and select Login Items, where you can control which apps launch at login and which work in the background, and might be secretly spying on you know what I mean. At this point of the video, we've already achieved a very minimal Mac setup, but as Steve Jobs once said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. So if you want to go a few more steps further, I suggest essentially enabling black and white mode. To do it, change the wallpaper to something like this in Settings Wallpaper section. There are plenty of stock black and white wallpapers there to choose from. And change icons in the dock to either tinted white or liquid glass clear ones to completely get that Steve Jobs minimal aesthetic. However, if you want to check out a new rock-solid browser for a Mac, watch this video next. I will hopefully see you there. Thanks for watching and think different.